My name is Carlos. I'm currently a rising sophomore at Harvard University. All right, and to talk a little bit about my experience at Harvard, at first it was definitely something different. It wasn't something I was accustomed to. You know, the people were different, and getting used to it was a bit tough, at least at first. But then you kind of get to know people. You know, it's like you talk to them, and you know that they're different than you. They come from a different place. They have different experiences, but you know, you kind of learn to accept that, and you appreciate one another, and you just become awesome friends, which is pretty cool. So I was born in Mexico, and I lived there until I was about 7. It was like in this small little town. It was rural, so it was like 10 minutes from the capital, I think, or like 30 actually. But it was just this really small town, and that's pretty much where I had all my family and stuff. And a few years before that, my dad had come to the U.S. And so we decided to join him. Me and my mom like packed up everything and we just left for the U.S. So when I was 7, we get here and like I get to this place and it's just completely different. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. The language, the people, they're all different and unknown, which is kind of scary at the time, now that I think about it. When once there, they told me I had to like learn English because I didn't know it at all. I couldn't read in Spanish, I couldn't write or anything, but I could speak Spanish, but not English. And so they gave me 2 weeks to learn English. I think it was 2 weeks. Yeah, it was 2 weeks to learn English. So me and my dad would stay up for like nights on end, and then the teacher I had at the time just told my mom outright that she didn't think I was going to learn anything, and she didn't think I was making it anywhere just because, you know, I didn't know the language. But my dad was always supportive and stuff. He didn't even know English, so which was the funny part. But he was just there, and we'd stay up, you know, practicing little different sounds the letter made and the combinations and such, how to pronounce words and stuff like that. So I mean, it was a good time. I don't know. When I was young, I don't think I ever like really had something I wanted to do. Like I don't think I ever really wanted to be like an astronaut or anything. I didn't really have a dream. I just like when I was growing up, you know, having to add work and stuff, just kind of like always thought that you have to be like realistic about things and, you know, figure out what you're going to do for a job, how you're going to get money, just what are you going to do to pay the rent, pay the bills and stuff like that. So I don't think I really gave myself the chance to dream or really have any like really big aspirations of sorts. And I think it really changed my junior year. I'm right about. I mean, up until that point, I never really like considered it, and then you get to high school, and at least at Overfelt, they really like did this thing where they stressed like this college-going, you know, kind of thing, where they just introduce you to all these different colleges and things you could do there. And then I just really, it's like no one had really talked to me about college before that. It's like I really didn't, you know, I wasn't. I just wasn't trying to go to college. I didn't see it as something I needed to do or wanted to do. At least that was before, and then like just once it started going, and I did like a few college tours. I like listened in on a few like lectures, and then it's like just about things that interested me, and I was like, oh wow, this is like really something that I want to do. It's like, you know, and then I just sort of like realized that most of the people that I knew that hadn't gone to school were now working like minimum wage jobs. They weren't really going anywhere. They really didn't have like an opportunity for advancement. And so like I just realized that education was really the way to go in terms of being able to have a career in the future that would really pay off, and not having to live like my parents who, you know, they were like struggling to get money for the bills. And like it's like this environment you grow up in where you like just surrounded with like gang activity and drugs, and sort of the people you hang out with sometimes make it seem like that's sort of what's cool, and like, you know, something like that. So it just leads to people making really bad decisions and stuff. So it's like something I would really want to do is just change that completely. Yeah. Like just, you know, if that were to become like true, and we like managed to change sort of like the environment, or like at least around East Side San Jose, where like, you know, drugs and like gangs are common. It's like I think we would get rid of that, or it's not something people would really be drawn to. And like a lot of times, a lot of the kids I meet or like talk to, they just like don't really see like education as really their way, like the way out of something as bad as the environment here, or at least, yeah, I think just like definitely just, changing the mindset and just realizing that education is the way to go, and education is what's going to get you your dreams, and, it's going to really stop the cycle of poverty that we're accustomed to seeing in a lot of Latino communities, especially around here, or like around here. And I just think that, you really have to see the value of education and what it can do for you and your community and your family as well. So.